Blah 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 demonic tutor blah 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 blah.
Oh my goodness. What's up? How are we doing? What's up, everybody? Surprise, there's another stream today. Hello. Man, we have been pumping the streams this week. Jake's been doing gameplay streams during the day. We've had Foil Quest in the evenings. And now we got an announcement yesterday for an announcement today from Wizards, and I figured, why the heck not? Let's turn the stream on and see what the hell they have for us. What do y'all think it's gonna be? What's up? Happy New Year. Good evening. Matt, I thank you for that comment about the extremely stylish stream. Preesh. Casual, you get paid in about 2 weeks? Nice. Wizards has something to talk to you about. It's called Modern Horizons 2. Probably. We think that's what it's going to be about today. Are we sure? No. Did I put it in the thumbnail? Oh, you betcha. Oh my goodness. Modern talk today. Modern Horizons 2. I think this is the most hype I am for a set this year. I need to check that. I need to double check that. I think it is. Honestly, though, you know, nowadays you never can tell. I wasn't wild hyped for Strixhaven, but then the whole Mystical Archive thing happened, and that was so dope. And the whole aesthetic and the plane really ended up being very cool, so we'll see how it all goes. But yo, Modern Horizons, right? The set's so cool that last time it took a format and shattered its back over its knee like Bane. We got squirrels maybe incoming. I've been talking in the Discord. My hot take for Modern Horizons 2 is that we're gonna see Commander Legends 1.5. And since everything has been pushing in the direction of this like commander-centric design and printing policy, seemingly, that this is just going to be so much commander heat. And that's I mean, look, just keep the modern stuff low CMC, keep that commander stuff, we'll say, fairly costed, and we'll be good. We'll have a set for both groups. I appreciate everybody hanging out today. I know we kind of did a little last minute stream. As you can see behind me, I got my commander decks in the mail today. Super hyped on that. Super ready to play some of the Strixhaven commander. I think it's going to be super tight. I'm suddenly checking the folders on my computer to make sure there's no secret information, because I'm realizing I did not clean off my desktop. But all it is a bunch of episodes that are either in the works, already shot and edited, or somewhere in between. Bruno, Chicken Richard, Cordell, Matt. God, there's so many people hanging out. I can't say everybody's names, but God bless. God bless everybody hanging out. I think this is going to be a fun one. These reveal, these like live reaction, whatever the heck you want to call them, streams are always a ton of fun to see all of this stuff and to get hyped on it with y'all here at the same time. So I appreciate you being here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Easiest single click. That support means more than you can know. And I've got some bad news for you. Statistics say that 70% of you watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. So join the 30%. Step over into the 30%. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps YouTube recognize our channel, and it helps us do better just by clicking a button. That's all I'm going to sell today. You know the other places you can support us. We love you for it. All I want today is a like and a subscribe. I'm going to see if I can start finding this. Where do we go? Where do we go? Don't look, I've got the baseball game playing at the same time on another screen. The baseball game is over there. I think I saw Jank talking about the game. Yep, there it is. Yes, Jank. Of course, look what happens. Ah, yes. Right down there. You can see it very, 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 very small. Very, very small. 30% in the house. Hell yeah. Hell yes. That's what I'm talking about. Full art, Japanese, etched foil Fetchlands. Only available VIP boxes. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Somebody last stream said I got to work on my Owen Wilson, so I'm going to be workshopping some of that live for you here today. Looks like MTG is hosting CGB. Cool man, CGB. We should be getting the stream here very, very soon. 5:25 by my count. Wow. How was that? Was that better? If y'all could just like grade me out of 10 throughout the stream when I drop the wow. Wow. Oh, wow. I gotta work on it. I gotta work on it. It's a line drive right at the outfielder. Tighter lips. Wow. Oh, wow. Was that too tight? Yo, we're going to look at some new hype stuff today from MTG. I really think we're going to get a lot of Modern Horizons 2 news. I really think that we're going to get a lot of other stuff too. Clay, that's a little low. I'm on average getting 6s and you're bopping in here with the 2.5. Come on. Jesus. Wow. 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 Oh, I hear CGB talking. Ooh, whoops. Mute. Waiting on the stream to start. Wow. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So what do we know about this set so far? Jake and I haven't yet put together our what do we know about Modern Horizons 2 video. I bet you a lot of stuff we cover in this stream right here today is going to be in it. Nader Tots, I kind of wish I could do live impressions with y'all. Daniel, hello from Germany. Nader Tots, you're kind of doing it. You're kind of right here. Who are you? Do I know you? You think they're going to print Counterspell into Modern? Yeah, maybe. I don't hate that. Aloro creature deck. Hang on. I like these kind of challenges. I love building EDH decks. All right, so the question was Phyrexian Arena, Necropotence, or both in an Aloro creature deck. I feel like this question's made to trap me now. Because I am a very public fan of Phyrexian Arena. But every time I bring it up, inevitably, 1 in 4 people goes,
Necropotence better. You will play Necropotence over Phyrexian Arena? You'll play Phyrexian Arena, bro? Seriously? Come on. You gotta, dude, have you ever looked at Necropotence? You gotta check it out, bro. You gotta check it out. Just check it out. Just check it out. So Necropotence, you can drink all the cards at the end. Some weird wording. You're not gonna understand it the first time you read it. It's gonna be great. You're gonna fill your hand up. Come on.
That's what I think people sound like when they're telling me that Necropotence is better than Phyrexian Arena. I say I don't like both in the deck. I don't like both in the deck. I would rather one of them be like a one-shot draw spell. Either something, you know, like Read the Bones, really just kind of like medium, but solid. Or like a card that's probably arguably worse, but hits heavier. Like draw 5, lose 5. Yeah, why not both? Food Time. Everybody wave at Food Time. That's our wonderful mod. If you do anything wrong, he's going to kick you the f*** out. He's going to kick you right out, man. You're just going to get right out of here. There's not anything you're going to be able to do because you're going to have to run away from our mod. He's going to kick your sorry that Food Time asked me to get really intense every time he comes into chat. And so that's all from him. That's not from me. I'm not that rude. But don't cross him. Can you greet my baby, King James? Daddy loves you. I don't 100% understand what that question is, but there's a lot about it I like. All right. We are officially at the starting soon section of our weekly MTG. Let's type in, let's go. Co-streaming with the homies. There we go. Now we're typing in chat. We're going to switch over to a more visual view of this whenever it actually gets started up. Shane Boost, I am Dogecoin. Dude, Jake is Dogecoin. I don't know if he knows yet. I said it on stream last night, but I haven't told him. I bought some Dogecoin in solidarity. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. The under the desk cam is not on today. So use your imaginations. Oh, buddy. I'm brimming, dude. I'm super on edge for this. I almost said I'm edging. Here we go. I think we're here.
By the one and only Greg Tito, who
let me know if you can hear it okay.
May recognize if you are a fan of Dungeons and Dragons. Greg Tito is one of the hosts of Dragon Talk, a longtime Dungeons and Dragons guy over here at Wizards of the Coast. He's here to talk about some D&D stuff. We're mixing the peanut butter and the jelly, or the peanut butter and the chocolate, whatever floats your boat. We're putting some things together. You can see down at the bottom, at the bottom, it just says Summer of Legend. Summer of Legend is like 8 different things. So buckle up, because we've got previews. We've got
here we go.
Promos. We got ways to love your local game store. We got games. We got so much stuff in the next hour that I'm just going to jump right into it. We're just going to get going because it is the Summer of Legend for us here at Wizards of the Coast.
AK Wizards is like, we need money.
We are going to start
spend.
off. We didn't bring Greg on here
Last
just
year
for
was
good
rough.
looks. Greg's going to talk about some D&D stuff. We're going to get to Adventures in the Forgotten Realm eventually, including, yes, some previews from that upcoming set. But before we get to that, we are releasing
I bet we get Modern Horizons 2 stuff.
Dark Alliance that is set in the Dungeons and Dragons world, and Greg is going to tell us a little bit about it.
Looks like Drizzle.
Yeah, Dark Alliance is a fantastic action RPG set in the Forgotten Realms, the Icewind Dale area to be specific. And it is all about getting together with your friends and choosing one of these iconic characters to play. We've got Catti-brie, we've got Wolfgar the Barbarian, we've got Brunner the Dwarf, and of course Drist the Dark Elf with his 2 scimitars right there. You can play as any one of those and bash some monsters with your friend and take on the Dark Alliance that has some iconic monsters from Dungeons and Dragons as your adversaries, including what you see here, the Frost Giants, some goblins, some undead baddies, as well as maybe a dragon or 2 in a dungeon. So that's coming out June 22nd, and we want everyone to be super pumped for it.
Not what we were here for.
And if you aren't already hyped for Dark Alliance, we do have a gameplay trailer. We're going to run real quick and then come right back. Take about a minute and 30 seconds. Enjoy. Yeah.
We call them beholders, wraiths, giants. They call us snacks. So when those bastards come to claim your world, send their ass to hell.
This is a video game? I thought they were talking about an RPG. Like a paper RPG.
The shard is calling.
This is the new Magic. If you're just joining us, this is what Magic the Gathering is going to be in 2022. Sounds like they brought Ozzy Osbourne on board for this. All right, that's a video game.
That looks awesome. I'm not a huge D&D player. I've mostly sucked all my gaming time into Magic, and with 3 kids, I don't have time for anything else. But I'm probably gonna pick that up.
We can pull you in. We can pull you in real easy with Dark Alliance because you just need a couch
I'm sure
and
you can.
a controller, and you can jump right in. And I love
Have
that
all those things
beholder
actually
looking
just kind
at.
of in the background.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk
Next.
more about the Summer of Legend, because the Summer of Legend is all about playing games how you want to play. So we just saw one of the digital ways to play. We're going to talk about ways to play tabletop, and yes, we're actually going to talk a little about playing in stores. We have some news there. We'll have some arena news later, but let's stop the to-do. Let's just get into it. Coming up very soon is a legendary way to play Magic the Gathering, which is Modern Horizons 2.
Here we go.
And yes, we have Modern Horizons
Type in
2
chat. Let's do this.
previews. We're going to tell you a little bit about what you can get in the set, when everything's happening with that set. Let's jump right into it. We said it before, but just to reiterate it, yes, Modern Horizons 2 is going to feature the 5 enemy fetchlands, which you can see right here.
Let's go.
Now, there are special versions of these, but we're going to get to those in just
Special
a moment.
versions?
You see,
I do declare.
for Modern Horizons 2 and Adventures in the Forgotten Realm, we have actually pushed back the release dates for both of those sets by 1 week. COVID has been challenging in getting product everywhere, and to make sure that pre-releases and
Magic
releases
Online.
have enough product when we actually release, we've pushed those back. So these are the new dates for Modern Horizons 2. We're going to do some more previews on May 20th.
June 18th.
And then May 24th is when previews will begin in full. Full set will be live by May 2nd, and then, June 2nd. And then on June 3rd, you can play on Magic Online the day after the full set is live. Then you'll be able to do a webcam pre-release play through Spell Table. And pre-release week will include in-store play where available. We're going to talk more about that a little bit later. And then, of course, the worldwide release, being 1 week later than originally envisioned, is now June 18th. 18th. Okay, those are dates. Those are important. We need those. But you came here to see pretty things.
Yes.
So let's look at some pretty things. You
Yes.
see, we are doing collector boosters and fancy versions
Take it
of
in,
things
chat.
for Modern Horizons 2. We have a full product suite. You can see
It sure
our
is
product suite
colorful.
for Modern
Holy
Horizons
shit.
2 there. And that includes, for those Fetchlands, extended art versions of the
That
enemy
key art
Fetchlands.
of that guy with the sword looks awesome. Yeah, we can expect these.
And-
with the borderless.
They're sick. These are going to be expensive. What do we got?
This is the part I'm super pumped for because I'm an old school player. I'm old. I've been playing a long time. So
Yep.
we knew Time Spiral Remastered, the old border stuff, was gonna be a hit. We knew
Real quick, everybody in chat, that is
And so
Jake
we
on
did
the
it.
official. Oh my God,
We
Jake, I
did
can't
it.
even finish
So,
your introduction.
Not only can you get the Fetchlands in the old borders, but there is a whole swath of cards you can get with the old bordered frame.
They're doing old
in
borders in
Modern
this.
Horizons 2 that are going to match.
That's Jake on the official channel name chatting there right there. He just said, oh no. Oh, sweetness.
I think I have some of those cards behind me in my
Oh,
storage. so that's
sweetness.
If you've been playing
Chicken
for a while,
Richard, you
like,
call this?
you have some Fetchlands that look like
Oh no.
So,
nice.
we're doing a bunch of cool stuff with the old borders. One of them is we've also got a buy a box
Please.
for an existing card that is new to
Please,
modern.
my wallet can't
that
take
is gonna be
anymore.
in the retro frame, and that is Sanctum Prelate. So one thing you'll note here with the Fetchlands with Sanctum Prelate is that Modern Horizons 2, unlike Modern Horizons 1, is including a number of cards that are reprints but are new to modern and are getting this old frame treatment. We're actually going to have a slot in the booster that is made up of just new to modern reprints. So we're going to get to a pretty special version of that in a sec. We got a couple other previews. Let's go to the.
I was not expecting old border
for
frames.
Modern Horizons 2.
I was not expecting old border
So
frames.
you're going to get some nostalgic feels from this
Wow.
one, just like Modern Horizons 1. There are twists.
You're not gonna
on
be able to
older
find these
cards.
packs
so this
anywhere.
Card is called
Anywhere.
Brainstone. It is an artifact that lets you brainstorm.
These are
which
already
is
sold out.
Cute and fun for limited. And it's got the retro frame. So yes, you will see new cards from Modern Horizons 2 given the retro frame treatment as well, including this next rare card.
Look at that Drew Tucker
Diamond
art, by the way.
Lion. Let's bring that up. Yep, that is a Lion's Eye Diamond as a creature.
Whoa!
It is,
activate only. Oh, activate only as an instant.
When I saw this card for the first time, I kind of thought R&D was crazy, but here we are. It's so Lion's Eye Diamond, for those who don't know, is one of the most busted cards in Magic's history, and here we put it on a cat, and we also gave it the
Diamond's
really
Eye
cool
Lion
retro frame treatment.
That's
and
a pretty
then
kitty.
The final, but certainly not, or no, actually, we got two more previews.
Oh wow!
But we do have a
wow!
modern preview up next.
Whoa!
Yep, it is Counterspell. You're all
Nice.
correct. Everyone wins a cookie. Counterspell is coming to modern. It's happening. There's going to be a borderless version. So again, packs are
In
going to have
modern.
a slot where you will always get one new to modern reprint. In that slot,
Congrats
you
to
can
everybody
either
in
get
chat
the
who called that
standard
before we
version
got
that you see
started.
On
Wow.
left, on screen, or you can get the borderless version. We'll talk more about
Look at that card on
exactly
the
how
right,
those
by the
draw
way.
as we get closer to Modern Horizons 2. But you can get both. But the important part is that Counterspell is coming to modern.
It makes sense.
And
I mean,
then
I should have worn
finally-
my
It makes
my,
sense.
my
You've
Nope
got
blue
Historic's
shirt
gonna
for this,
outpower
for this
freaking
set.
modern.
I
I
love.
should
it's not
have.
really even close to
We
that
could've-
at all.
Yeah,
But
right.
Counterspell is going to make modern
I
powerful.
love this is one of the most iconic ones out there.
It definitely is. All right, last but not least, Modern Horizons 2 is a weird set doing weird things. And I've got two examples of that here. So, all right, so we got to unpack this. We're going to stay on this for a sec, Sean.
Whoa! There's a lot here.
Lots to look at here. So the basic on the left, you'll see that there are regular versions of cards. We'll have this new saga.
It doesn't
And then
have a
we're doing
mana cost,
special
chat.
sketch
It's a land.
version of cards that again you can.
It's a
get in,
saga
certain
land.
slots in various boosters that shows the card as its initial sketch before the final version. Now, also, this card's just
Enchantment
weird.
Land
This is
Saga.
an enchantment land.
That's just so tight.
and
I
a
can't.
saga.
That's
So when it
awesome.
comes into play, it can tap for a colorless. The next turn,
Search your library for
and
an
notice it
artifact card with
keeps that
mana
tap
Z. It
for
was 0 or
colorless.
1 and put it on
You
the
can create
battlefield.
constructs, and then finally it tutors up an artifact. This is a weird card. It is bizarre.
This card
I can't wait to try it out
is
and figure out
powerful
what
as
the heck
hell.
to do with this card. But I'm really, really looking forward to figuring it out. So those are the previews we have for Modern Horizons 2. That's not all the previews we have this
What?
show. We got more coming.
Got so much more.
It said
got
gains
so
too,
much
so it
more.
can
That's why I'm
always
kinda trying
tap
to
because
run
that
through this
second
kinda
mode I
fast.
don't care
We're
about. Make a
We're making good
construct,
time.
great.
We're
Maybe
making
if we
good
draw
time.
it late.
Spend a little bit more time because you know what? After Modern Horizons,
But then you do have to
2,
sack it. But you
then
do
comes
get to go get a
Adventures in
mana
the
rock.
Forgotten Realm, and that's why we brought our D&D
Ugh.
expert, Greg Tito, on.
Yo,
Here,
Modern
he's going to
Horizons is
translate
hype.
some of these Adventures in the Forgotten Realm previews.
Right, yeah, Jank. You
from
got to
Dungeons
sack it, but
Dragons
you can
to
still go
Magic
get a rock
Speak.
to
It's gonna
replace it.
happen. Before we get to the previews, we got a couple things to run through. Again, everything's pushed back a week. So we're going to begin previews on June 29th. That is a Tuesday. On July 8th, it is going to be available on Magic the Gathering Arena and Magic Online. There will be webcam pre-release play through Spell Table Beta the week of July 16th. There will also be in-store play where available. Again, we're going to get to that. July 16th through the 22nd. And then July 23rd is the worldwide release.
Grim Tutelage, thank you.
All right, Craig, I think they want to see preview cards.
You're a little
From what
behind.
chat,
I think they
wanna
do.
see
Yeah, we want to see
They
cards,
do.
bro.
They do. Okay, we're going to start out real
We're
simple.
here for
So,
cards, bro.
Adventures in the Forgotten Realms is infused with the DNA of D&D. And that was easily done because we have so many people in the building who are Dungeons and Dragons people, obviously. So everything from the basic lands on up is going to feel Dungeons and Dragons. So here you have some basic lands with art by Adam Paquette, and each of these tells a little story or starts a little prompt. And they also depict places that are known in the Dungeons and Dragons world. So, Greg, what do you see there from a Dungeons and Dragons lens?
Wow, these look so awesome. Great work by Adam Paquette.
The art is
bringing
great.
These kind of scenes
I don't know
to
how
life.
I feel about the flavor
The
text.
first thing that pops out is the island.
It's really cool flavor
it
text,
is
but I
the
don't know how I feel about it
Maelstrom
being on there.
depicted here, and that was last kind of talked about in the Dungeons and Dragons lore of the Forgotten Realms in Storm King's Thunder.
Okay, so
It might
chat,
have
you're
been
liking them,
where
huh?
the climax of that story took place. It is where the Storm Giants dwell, and it is super exciting to see it depicted this way. And of course, yeah, an island getting some blue mana from your friends, the Storm
Yeah,
Kings.
Jake,
makes
I
a lot
really
of
do think
sense.
that Saga Land is going to
And,
make Crucible
I
go
really
up.
like the swamp
least in the
here.
short term.
It
We'll see how
is,
it plays.
you know, drow and dark elves are kind of name checked here in the flavor text, so that means this feels a lot more like it could be in the Underdark, and that nothing says more black mana to me than that location. And wow, yeah, I love the fogginess.
Yeah, that's so
going
cool
on
in the
here.
Underdark right there.
Super cool.
I mean, I love the set. I mean, I love
Yeah.
the setting.
Moving on to mountains and forests, of course, you know, those
Very ready
the
for some
dwarves
Forgotten Realms.
of the
I used to read
mountains
these books all
are
the time when I was a kid.
a big, you know, kind of stalwart trope in all fantasy, but of course Dungeons and Dragons. So it's cool to see them depicted here in their halls, carved what looks like
Card shop
from
could
the
see.
mountain itself, which is always wonderful.
Simon's
And then,
mostly feeling the lands.
this-
I'm
I don't know if
seeing-
this
I'm
is
seeing
exactly
mostly-
Silvery Moon.
Mostly
but
people are
that's the thing
digging
that
it.
first comes to mind when
That's
I see
cool.
this
If you're
forest.
just joining us, we're kind of
And,
going with along
it looks like Elf Queen
with
is talked
weekly
about there in the
MTG as they
flavor
go
text.
through everything today.
And that
We're going to
is
go
just
back
that
and sort of
really
recap
fun
everything at the
location
end. We
with
are
those
just kind of
hanging,
going to be talking over what they're talking
I know
about
those are the
and
spires of
reacting here to
trees.
what we
Looks
see.
so,
We just got some
you know,
huge Modern
evocative
Horizons
of
cards. We're going to go
what
back to
Forgotten
those once
Realms
weekly
means
MTG
to,
is
both
finished.
indie players and
Right
hopefully
now,
for
we've sort of
CFG
pivoted
players.
into the D&D set, and we'll see where they take us from here.
So next up, we're going to show some cards. So obviously, D&D has a lot of common items or things that get used.
Yeah,
a
obviously,
lot
I
in
would
every
love these
adventure
fuller.
or tropes, and
You know,
this
how
set
often
just
can you
has
do that,
a
though?
ton of them. So our next preview cards kind of fall in that
Yeah,
window.
Tio, that
So
Saga
Greg,
Land's ridiculous.
Portable
Here we
Hole,
go.
Power World Kill. Translate these from D&D for us.
Power Word
Yeah,
Kill.
absolutely. So a portable
Ooh.
hole as an artifact with
Ooh.
white mana, that just makes so much sense to me. These are iconic. You know, I think they were even talked about in the opening scenes of ET when D&D was new, about how to use a portable hole. But yeah, it's something that you can put up against the wall, and it's an extra planar space, and you can store things in there, or you can use it to throw monsters in if you're around the D&D table. And I love how this mechanics feels like it's bringing that.
If you're hanging out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button,
and you can exile. So you can put your creatures in there, and hopefully they might survive until they come back out. I know there's been several players out there who have tried to hide in places like Portable Hole. But, here's one thing to note:
2 or less. That's
don't
good.
put a bag of holding in a Portable Hole, or bad things might.
This is a good card.
So yeah, the next one is the power.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, tell me about Power Word Kill.
Yeah, so this is a really powerful spell for a cleric or a extremely evil adversary a dungeon master might throw at you for an NPC, and it is a very evocative insta-kill, and it looks like you can do it with a mortal creature here, so nothing that is angelic, demonic, devilish, or draconic, and it is usually of the bane of many player characters, so it makes sense for a black mana card for sure.
Great. And
I've never actually had Power Word Kill used against me, so now I get to use it in a Magic thing. And the Prosperous Innkeeper. This is not necessarily a iconic character on its own, but it definitely is evocative of the halflings and how they are depicted in Dungeons and Dragons as being homey and all about the hearth. And this, of course, allows you to create a treasure token, which is, what you would want when you go to an innkeeper, is to be able to have some
this
boon,
is pretty cool.
or at least some rest for you. And
I think this set's going to be cool.
Indicative of how even cards that don't have named characters.
I don't know how I feel about the set symbol. Is it weird to say I don't like the set symbol?
Name checked within them still are
doesn't feel like a set
about
symbol
what
to me.
The different races
like
and
a
classes and things
custom card set symbol
depicted in this set. So
it's weird.
Really kind of cool. I wish I could.
I don't know why I don't like it.
A Prosperous Innkeeper, and maybe even be a Prosperous Innkeeper in the future.
Dare to dream.
Dream big.
So
281, 281 cards in that set.
Any dragons, and it's a Dungeons and Dragons set. We're gonna get to the dungeons portions of things when we get to the actual preview season, but of course we're gonna show off some dragons. At least one dragon, a very, very important dragon. Tiamat.
Whoa.
A dragon god, a legendary creature dragon god for 2 and Wooburg mana, as you say in the Magic
searches
world.
up 5
all
dragons
5 colors.
For,
it's a 7/7
for
flyer.
7 with Wooburg in there.
If you cast it, search your library up to 5 dragon cards not named
empty
Tiamat,
red 11 with the suggestion of the day.
Put them into your hand.
Set symbol should have been the ampersand. Probably too much detail in there, maybe.
This,
but I could
Greg,
not agree with you more.
About Tiamat. Who is Tiamat in the Dungeons and Dragons world?
Tiamat is the progenitor of the evil dragons, the chromatic dragons, the ones that are depicted by the 5 heads of
this is pretty cool.
Body.
It's
here.
cool to see some characters like this popping
white,
up.
Red, and black. And what does that remind you of? Very, very perfect that this all came together for both Dungeons and Dragons and Magic here. You may have, fans of the animated series from Dungeons and Dragons in the 80s may remember Tiamat as a adversary within that. In the launch of 5th edition in 2014, Tiamat was the big bad for the Tyranny of Dragons.
Dragon is still the commander of the dragon
back
5-color deck,
from her
right?
prison in
this is awesome in the 99, but probably not the commander.
Most recently in Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, Tiamat could have been used maybe as an ally, or at least a helpful hand in trying to subvert what was going on between the devils of the first plane of the 9 hells of Avernus. There she resides there, and has been there for a long time, and maybe she will break out here.
Bruno, I don't know if it'll
Forgotten Realms.
If it'll price
up
that
really
set.
Powerful card. I love that she will be
like I said,
able
this
to
doesn't really create a new commander deck
per
se. It can definitely be the commander of a dragon commander deck, but
not necessarily called the mother of dragons, but definitely has feels like
this is still just going to fall into all of the good cards, the expensive cards from Dragon.
And I can't wait to see if Bahamut, her good aligned adversary, shows up to perhaps contend
Jason,
against her.
I'm with you on that.
I can't wait for this day to be in a commander deck. I think a lot of people can build some really cool commander decks around this as a legendary.
Yep, absolutely. Now you notice that there is a borderless version of this there in the Dungeons and Dragons set. Of course, we've got to do right by the dragons.
World Tree obviously
So
neat with it.
each of the dragons in the set actually has an alternate version like this. You'll see more about that, but this is basically the dragon treatment for the set. But there is another treatment that is really cool.
Before you move on,
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to just shout out. I just want to shout out Tyler Jacobson, who did the artwork for this borderless card. He's a great dude. Makes a lot of wonderful stuff for Dungeons and Dragons. Many of the covers that you
I actually thought it looked familiar. That's cool.
Books, including the Player's Handbook and the I think the Descent into Avernus covers.
It's like
all
the D&D
feature
art.
his artwork, and so it's really cool to see his depiction of Tiamat here on this card. Great stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so moving on, we're not going to show this next card, but we want to illustrate this. Illustrate is the right word. This really cool alternate setup that we've got. So this is a Beholder, which we'll talk about in a sec. But that on the right is actually a Magic card with the name, casting cost, and abilities and power and toughness all removed. So these are Magic cards that evoke the rule book, the classic rule book for Dungeons and Dragons.
Rule book
of course,
variants.
this is a Beholder. And Greg, what is a Beholder?
Rule book variant?
How
do we feel,
Beholder
chat?
is an aberration that is
Rule book variant.
Kind of
dig it.
The strangest, weirdest
I'm kinda in on it,
adversaries
chat.
D&D parties can face. They're floating.
Everybody, if you're hanging out, hit that
globs
like button
of
for me. Just that one little click helps us out
unreality,
so
I guess
much.
is
You
the
can't
really
even
only way to
imagine.
say it.
While you're down there, if
They
you
are
want to, hit that
created
subscribe.
and propagated when one Beholder
I'm
has
telling you,
a
this
dream or
art
a
variant
nightmare
looks
of
dope.
another Beholder, and then a new Beholder is blinked into existence. And if that feels weird and strange, well, that's only part of it. They have these 10 different eye stalks that do different things. You see them in the artwork here by Lars Grant West. One of them is shooting
variants.
perhaps might be a disintegration
you know
ray.
that's where it's coming.
Each of them has something very iconic they do. One of them puts
that's where it's going.
One of them can do a prismatic spray, and then their center eyeball there above their mouth creates a non-magic cone or anti-magic cone, which means that no magic will work within that.
This guy is like going into the depth of the D&D stuff
to defeat in Dungeons
about this freaking Beholder.
And as you mentioned, I love this card artwork and card treatment here on the right, because it is very evocative of the line drawings that were common in the early manuals of Dungeons and Dragons, while still having that.
This is not Modern Horizons 2. So okay, so this is the rulebook variant. I'm going to turn them down for a second. So if you're just joining us, what we've seen so far, we saw some Modern Horizons 2 stuff. I'm hoping to see some more here in a little bit. Right now, they're sort of going through Dungeons and Dragons. They've got this whole thing that they're pitching called the Summer of Legend, which is just what they're calling their summer product release schedule. But we've seen some Modern Horizons. We're going to go back to that. We're looking at some Dungeons and Dragons stuff now for Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, and we don't know what they have in store for us after
Shout out
this.
to someone here in the chat who says that the anti-magic cone actually stops the game of Magic that's being played. I think R&D should just put that on there. That's genius.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the different ways that you can get Adventures in the Forgotten Realm. So there is going to be draft boosters, set boosters, collector boosters, bundle, pre-release pack, so kind of all the normal stuff. Additionally, we're going to be doing theme boosters, which are not shown here. There's going to be one for each color plus a sixth that we will talk about more later.
Oh, was there a bundle for Modern
Horizons
2? I forgot to look.
Dungeons and Dragons, Adventures in the Forgotten Realms.
I was too hyped.
There will be 4 of them. We're not going to show them to you here because they have Commander face cards on them, but I'll give you their names. We can do that. They're going to be called Aura of Courage, Dungeons of Death, Draconic Rage, and Planar Portal. Those are going to be the 4 commander decks from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms.
4 commander decks for Adventures in the Forgotten Realms?
And I think,
Greg, my goodness,
they want one more preview.
So much all the time.
I don't know if they deserve it.
Yes, there is a bundle. Thank you.
I don't know.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
Oh, hold on. Can I roll? Can I roll to see if they get it?
Roll for it. Yeah.
Okay. All
Please
right. If you guys get a 10 or higher, you can see this preview card.
Okay.
11. Just made it.
All right.
Just made it.
Got there. All right. Let's put up the buy a box promo. We were going to do it anyway, but I'm glad we rolled for it. Vorpal's Sword, a single black mana for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has death touch. It equips for 2
That's
black
good.
mana. That seems pretty
I
simple.
like this.
But then it has an ability, 5 and 3 black mana until end of turn. Vorpal's Sword gains whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player. That player loses the game.
That's a fun little EDH equipment.
The game. All right, Greg, what's a Vorpal Sword?
A Vorpal Sword
Oh, God,
is
here we go again. D&D
wonderful
lore
magic
Inc.
item that's been around since the beginning of Dungeons and Dragons. It's actually, I believe, a reference to the Lewis Carroll poem, The Jabberwocky. I think that's when the Vorpal Sword is first mentioned, snickety snack. And it was put into the first edition of Dungeons and Dragons as a badass magic item that you could acquire. And it used to, on a critical hit, behead whatever adversary you were fighting against if you had it equipped, and that the enemy had a had that you could
Cal,
cut
what's
off, which made it pretty much like an always win card, just like it is depicted here in this equipment card. And it is super, I don't know, I just love that it's bringing in folklore, some of the the older things of Dungeons and Dragons that contributed to all of the fantasy archetypes that are in that game, and then now here it is entering in Magic, and it all.
Oh, I was wondering what that noise was.
right.
It's my wallet crying. Thanks for laughing, Blake.
All right, that is all the previews we have for Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. We're not done with previews. We got a couple more things to show off.
All right, we got more things to show off.
I'll also note that between Modern Horizons 2 and Adventures in the Forgotten Realms will be
Rust
our
about mine
next
too.
Secret Lair Super Drop. We're not going to show off any cards or talk about that today, but just letting you know that it'll be starting between these two sets, and the sale will run for a month, but that's coming your way. But let's talk a little bit, I hinted at it before, about ways to support your local game store. So first, I have a little bit of news for people in the United States.
So the next Secret Lair bundle is going to be in between
so as we've already done,
Modern Horizons 2 and Dungeons and Dragons.
We're actually going to be reopening sanctioned Magic play for the United States on May 28th. Now, of course, all of your local regulations apply. Your store has control over obviously what they do and how and if they hold events, and whether or not they're allowed to based on their local regulations. But as far as we're concerned, we are opening up sanctioning on May 28th, which yes means that you will be able to participate in sanctioned pre-releases for Modern Horizons 2. In addition to now, of course, as we indicated earlier, you can still play remote pre-release events. So the remote pre-release events that we've been running during the pandemic are going to continue. Those aren't going
my
away.
head's still
We're not
spinning
taking
over
away any
Urza's Saga.
options, but we are opening things up.
That's what I want to go back and look at.
Can start hosting sanctioned events again. And as part of that, we want you to continue to support your local game store. So we're going to do a couple things. We did a few things last year. We're going to throw a couple things on the pile again this year. So first up, beginning June 18th, or when sanctioned play returns to local store near you, if you purchase $50 or greater of sealed Magic product, you can get a promo that we will put up on the screen. Yep, that is an old bordered Fabled Passage.
Oh no, we're missing it.
So Fabled Passage quickly becoming
we're here in time.
A staple of every format. It's
wow.
You
Howard
can get
Lyon.
these promos if you spend $50
Same art.
with your local
Old
game
border
store,
though.
again, beginning June 18th. But that's not all.
This is an in-store.
So as more opportunities to play start arriving, we want to give you more cool things to play. So later this year, I don't have a date for you exactly yet, but later this year, we're going to be sharing a limited amount of Mystery Booster Convention Edition exclusively through WPN stores.
Oh, that's cool.
You won't be able to get this Mystery Booster printing through anywhere except for local WPN stores. So these boosters
So
are
they won't be selling this on
absolutely meant for
Amazon.
draft. in-store play where available, and welcome experiences. So Mystery Booster, huge convention hit right before the pandemic happened. Coming back so that players who haven't gotten to experience it or just miss it because it was pretty awesome will get to experience it again.
That Fabled
So
Passage is if
make
you buy
sure
$50 or more
that
worth the product from your
summer
LGS
or
starting the middle of
any other
June.
part of the world,
You get an
this
Old Border
winter,
Fabled Passage for free.
has that you support
Pretty
your
good
local game
promotion.
store, and you'll get some cool things.
Pretty good promotion.
For it. Whew. You would think after all this talking we'd be done, Greg. We're not done.
No, but there's so much more.
There's so much is maybe overstating it. There is more. So we started digital. We spent a lot of time talking tabletop. We're gonna move back to digital as well. We're gonna talk a little bit of Magic: The Gathering Arena. So first of all, just a reminder that Magic: Gathering Arena is available on your phone.
You can kind of play it on your
anywhere.
phone.
I've been playing it a lot, much to my wife's chagrin. But it is definitely available on your phone. It plays awesome. It's a great experience. Definitely recommend downloading it for your phone if you.
It plays fine
already.
That's my official review. It
but
plays
we
fine.
Are also
Don't try to deck
announcing
build.
that Arena will be adding new cards to the historic
I
format.
deck build on my
thanks to
computer so
Historic
that I can play the
Anthology
decks on my
5,
phone when I'm just like
which will be
chilling.
releasing May 27th. There will be 25 new cards, and we've got a couple that are pretty legendary here. So these are 2 of the 25 that are coming May 27th in Historic Anthology 5.
Huh.
But that's not all.
Add Commander to Arena, you cowards.
So much.
More,
All right.
more to come. I can't
Or
believe
make
it. There's
brawl
so much
100
more.
cards.
More arena stuff.
You call it whatever you want.
Okay, so the May Arena Open is going to kick off on
Jack,
Saturday,
yes, exactly.
May 18th. May 8th.
Import to
Saturday,
Arena is
May
my favorite
8th.
deck building trick.
That's this weekend. Features the return of sealed deck as the format. You can receive special Will and Rowan card sleeves. You can win cash prizes. You can earn qualifications.
Yeah, seriously, just make
It's
Arena
happening.
Brawl,
It's
Arena
awesome.
Commander,
Go
make
do
it
it.
every card that's on the platform.
May 13th,
And
the Strixhaven College
make it
Cup
100
is going
cards.
to let you celebrate
Done.
your favorite colleges, prove your loyalty by battling for points and prizes through the end of the month. As I knock my microphone there, and then this is exciting. And then these are kind of in order of like most exciting and least anyway. So June 4th and running through early July, Jumpstart is coming back to Arena.
Jumpstart back on Arena is pretty cool.
Jumpstart was the
Need reprints
fantastic
in
release
paper,
we had
but
last summer.
on Arena's
The
fun.
tabletop portion was disrupted by COVID a little bit. It was on Arena for a while and then left. It is coming back again to Arena on June 4th. And
4-player,
so
yeah,
if you
right, y'all.
want to
Have you ever
experience
played a game on
Jumpstart
Arena?
again, or just get some of the cards that were in Jumpstart, it is coming back. Exactly, Greg. Exactly. June 4th.
Jump right
mark
in.
your calendars. Get ready. And then July 31st and August 1st are going to be the next Arena Opens. Or
All right,
Arena
so we're
Opens,
just talking
singular.
Arena news.
It's going to be your chance to earn $2,000
State of the Arena schedule.
$2,000
We've seen this
prizes,
before.
after the release of Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. And then Jumpstart was pretty exciting. This next one I know is going to get some people talking. Yeah, jump. Every time
you say it, I gotta do it.
Greg jumps. All right, so in July, Arena is going to be running a short but exciting event called Mirror Mirror. I have a feeling this is going to get a lot of the amateur card designers talking, because what's going to happen is we're not going to ban cards. We're going to change cards. So imagine a world. Stay with me, everyone. Imagine a world where Oko, Thief of Crowns, wasn't broken. Maybe it was printed with different abilities, or maybe it was printed with different loyalty. We're going to be changing some cards. What if Teferi Time Raveler was a more interesting card and less restrictive on everything you could do? What if it was more a friend than a foe to a lot of things? So Mirror Mirror is gonna try out what happens if we rebalance some of Historic's iconic.
Here we go,
cards.
chat.
We're
This is
gonna
it.
try it out. Yeah, we're gonna see
This
what
is the
happens.
beginning.
But, that's gonna be
This
happening
is the beginning.
in July. And
What's the worst that could happen?
This is something that
What's the
Hearthstone's.
worst that could
This is
happen?
something that Hearthstone's always had on Arena, which is Hearthstone can go in and electronically rebalance their formats.
That would be the
MTG
worst
can't do that
could
because the game also has to exist in paper.
happen. Anyway, I haven't
But-
seen how
Iteration is good.
Let's
is
just
what
call
I'm
it
gonna say.
Iteration
historic.
is good.
It's on Arena.
Iteration
We'll
and
rebalance
imagination
cards
is
on the
good.
whim.
But yeah, that is a
That's a
short
test,
event
chat.
happening
This is a
in
test.
July. Whew. Okay.
Yeah, I thought they were going to tell us
So
EDH
that's
on Arena
everything.
too, but
That is all the
just
news.
digital
But-
upgrades.
Let's recap it for the people who joined us late. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this real fast. So again, Dark Alliance releasing June 22nd.
Yeah.
Modern Horizons 2 is coming up. It's going to have previews starting
I
on
think we're
May
recapping
20th
here at this point.
and May 24th.
Stick around after this chat. We're going to go
we've
back through
got-
everything that was talked
I
about
apologize
our
in advance
own
to
way.
producer Sean. I am jumping
And we're gonna
all over the place. If
only
you can
talk
keep
about
up,
the stuff
you're
we care
amazing.
about.
The Fetchlands are going to be in Modern Horizons 2, including the retro frame Fetchlands
Whew.
and those extended art Fetchlands. So it's those retro ones.
Look at
I'm
that.
super excited about.
Now we need the
And
other
of course,
five.
Counterspell is coming to Modern. As
Now we
people have
need 'em
been
all.
asking for or guessing after for quite some time. And then, of course, we've got Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Let's put up the dates for that one as well. Again, these are pushed back a week, so previews will begin on June 29th, and it's going to end up releasing on July 23rd. Let's show off. How about that Tiamat? Let's go to Tiamat. God, Sean, you're
Yeah.
so impressive. Thanks.
Yo, we got a
producer
lot of
Sean.
good stuff in
Being
this
so
one.
good.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, so Tiamat, we're gonna have
Woo-wee.
special dragon treatments. We're gonna have iconic
Jake, if you're listening, I
D&D
think
characters. It's
Old
this
Border
set's
Fetches is
very, very cool.
the topic for this
and
evening,
then-
if you catch my drift.
We are again reopening play for, or at least reopening sanctioned Magic play in the United States starting May 20th. And if you spend $50 with your local game store beginning June,
Yes, we
18th,
do,
you can
Card
get
Shop.
this
Yes, we do.
Sweet, sweet old board Fabled Passage.
So again, this
as
Fabled
part of that,
Passage is
we
going to
are
be
also
available if you
releasing
go
this
into
Booster
your
Convention
LGS, just
Edition
participate and spend $50 or more.
to WPN stores.
And there are also
Play. It was-
printing new
it's
convention
such-
editions
such
that
a
are
fun
going
time. I don't know
only
if
to
you ever
LGSs, and
played
that's it.
Booster, Greg, but
I
It's
haven't
wild.
Yet, no.
oh, it's so fun. We'll get some for everybody in the office to try
Right.
out if you haven't already. But,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And we'll, at the same time, we'll
Yeah,
get
it's
you
only the
rolling up
enemy
a
ones
D&D
to my
character and
knowledge,
get you trying
Mark.
that too.
Yeah, I need to. I meant to for a very long time, and I have 3 kids.
Life, man. I know. I hear you.
Life happens. And of course, a bunch of stuff happening on MTG Arena. Now, if all of this is, if you've been furiously writing it down or trying to keep it in your head, all of this is on dailymtg.com right now. It should have gone up
Nice.
about 10 minutes ago, I believe. So there's
a
an
lot to
article
dig through,
called
y'all.
Summer of Legend that is going to contain all of this information, almost all the previews. We showed you a little bonus Brainstone and Diamond Lion. But basically, all of this information is going to be in that article. Yeah, that's all the stuff. And we actually have a little bit more time. I do not hate my kids, chat. I love my kids. They just take up a lot of time. They're very young.
And then you're training up players, right? You're going to have in a few years people to play Magic with.
Jace. So first of all, my son's name is Jace. So Second
Okay.
of all, he already knows what
Come on.
Magic cards are. He's 2.
Nice.
We've
Everybody,
given
if you're
him a
hanging
bunch
out,
of
hit like,
plays
hit
with him now,
subscribe.
and
It
I'm-
really
I'm
helps us
working
out
on it.
so
We're-
much. I
we're
know I say it a lot, but it
slowly
really
getting
does
there.
help
The
us out.
girls, we have
Statistics
twin
show that
girls,
only
are
70%,
a little young. They're
or
about
sorry, that
2.5
70% of
months,
you
so they're
watching right now aren't even
quite
subscribed.
ready,
What are you
but,
doing? Get
I'll
down there,
teach
hit
them how
that
to
subscribe
brainstorm
button.
the stuff
Don't
eventually.
let them.
It
eat the
really, really
cards,
helps us out.
you know? So commons only, maybe
As soon as
lands.
this wraps
that's
up,
about
we're
it.
going to kind of linger here and see if any
Okay,
other cool
so,
things pop up.
Chat, since we,
I'm
I
a
honestly
big
thought this was
Marvel
gonna take us
fan,
the
so
whole
I'm a
time, but I
sucker for
think I
end
spoke
credit
really
sequences.
Fast. So, chat, if you have questions, if you have comments, you can throw them in.
We're
We've
going to
got a
recap
couple
this. We're going to
minutes.
go back through all
Now,
of the little
before I get to
things
questions,
our own way
uh,
here in a second.
Greg, since we showed off some D&D stuff to some Magic players here, if they want to learn a little bit more about Dungeons and Dragons,
Koshi,
would
that
you
just means you have to hit
recommend
it
they do?
twice.
Well, there is a lot of information out there. Of course, the Dungeons and Dragons website at dungeonsanddragons.com will onboard you for new players. But perhaps the best and most fun thing to do is to scan twitch.tv/DND and watch some people play Dungeons and Dragons. I think if I had had that when I was a kid learning how to play, it would have opened my mind to the imaginative possibilities of role playing around a table with your friends so much faster. And even to this day, it's where I get a lot of my ideas on how to, create some fun dungeon mastering, scenarios for my players, and then as a player, come up with some fun, interesting ways to get the story out there. So, Twitch is a great resource
it's
for you
not
there. There's
seeming
some
like
really,
there's going to be any more.
evocative actors and improvisers
Gizmo, thank
who
you.
have jumped into playing. And
Omelette
there is
au
a really
fromage.
cool event coming up. I don't know if I can talk about that yet, but I'm just going to throw it out there on July 16th and 17th. D&D Live, which has been an event that I have been
why not?
talking about for years and years.
The
and years. It's a
Brainstone
great way
card,
to
I
bring
think you
new
are
audiences
referring
to what Dungeons and Dragons is all
to
about.
Brainstorm
We are
on a
partnering
Rock.
this year with G4. You might have heard of that little
I'm actually
outfit
not
from
seeing
the
it. They're not showing
from
it in the
aughts.
article. They just showed that on
It
stream.
was a video game centric near
I bet
nerd
we can find it.
culture cable channel, and they are relaunching just around that time when D&D Live is going to be broadcast again on July 16th and 17th. They're bringing their hosts, their amazing production quality to D&D Live, and some of the casts of who we've been assembling to play D&D for your entertainment and edification are blowing my mind. The kind of people who are in movies, TV, sports entertainment out there. Last year we had a group of wrestlers from the WWE playing Dungeons and Dragons together, and they were just as you expect, completely off the chain immediately when the game started. We had the Game of Thrones cast reassemble for really the first time since filming and played a Dungeons and Dragons session together.
Here's Brainstone. Somebody in chat asked me about that.
Might just happen for D&D Live
Brainstone
2021 in July 16th and 17th, and we can't wait to tell you.
We're going to kind of leave them on just to make sure nothing else pops up.
Since they bring so much of their
one mana artifact, pay 2, sack it, draw 3 cards, put 2 back.
Dungeons & Dragons world, and that's going to be a great way for new fans to kind of see what the excitement is.
A little bit slower than the spell, but it is an artifact, which is very relevant.
Following as well, chat as well as I can. I have written down a ton of questions. I'm going to get through as much as I can. And again, chat's going pretty fast. I'm writing stuff down. Has Urza's Saga been restricted in Vintage yet? Not yet. We'll see. Vintage is a
give it a day.
Vintage is a weird place.
The only other green card to create a treasure token is Vraska Relic Seeker.
There was a question about when
on the -3, destroy it, create a treasure token.
Return to Canada. We don't have a timeline for that, so
the only
we spend a lot of time talking with
only the third card that's green that features the word treasure
and advice, and so we can't say. And though. And I want to emphasize that even though we're opening up sanctioned play in the United States on the 28th, stores, of course, are still beholden to local rules and regulations. So some places may be open.
So does that mean we're going to get GP Vegas? Come on now.
How many can gather and where and what. So check with your local game store. They're just getting this news today too, so I guarantee you they do not necessarily have their plans for as soon as the 28th.
Yeah, wallets.
But check with your local game store.
I'm telling you,
things once
hide your wallet, hide your credit card.
I thought I saw a question about whether Fetchlands were the only reprints in the old border. They are not. So
we are going to get other old border stuff.
So Modern Horizons 1 had reprints that were new to Modern. I think I misspoke earlier when I said that. Modern Horizons 2, I feel like puts more of an emphasis on it, but it has other reprints that are using that old border. I had a request to show the D&D lands again. Producer Sean, if you want to put those up there. Yeah, really cool.
Beautiful.
Next up, question of if the Fabled Passage is international. I believe the card itself is English only, but you can get it in places that are not the United States. Yes, correct. Subject to local rule, blah, blah, blah. questions of, are there going to be planeswalkers in the D&D set? Stay tuned. Stay tuned. It's a great question.
Come on.
There was another question about whether we're going to continue.
What'd you pre-order
to do
collector booster
old
for
borders.
Modern Horizons 2?
The question was,
How much?
are the old borders here to stay?
Somebody tell me a price check, please.
Can't say at this point. I can say that the Time Spiral old borders were pretty popular. We expect Modern Horizons old border cards to be pretty popular, and based on chat's reactions to the ones we showed off here, I would expect that to continue. And we like doing things that people like. So if you like them, let us know. And will they be
400 each?
Did have a question. Was Sanctum Prelate in the main set or just the buy box? So like Modern Horizons 1.
Oh my goodness.
Modern Horizons 1 had Flusterstorm, and it was just the buy a box. It was not in the main set. That is the same deal with Sanctum Prelate. So
Oh my
the
gosh,
version we
y'all,
showed of Sanctum Prelate
stop
was
telling me it's
the
$400 a
only one
box.
that will be
And it's going to be for
available.
12 booster packs. $400 for 12 booster packs. Oh my gosh. They have trained us, chat. They have trained us.
Based
They're
on
like,
your expert opinion,
money?
what class
Money? We're
would
like, okay,
Blake be?
here. Here.
Oh, that's a very interesting question.
just-
Gosh. Well, I'm thinking about you're usually a blue player, right?
Just take it.
As far as a Magic player.
Just take it. Give me cards.
So I'm thinking about that. I'm
got us
thinking about your
trained.
role here as a communicator. I'm thinking about
550,
what I
560
know
in Africa.
about you as a father and a coworker. I will say
No, Fireball.
I'm leaning
I did the
towards
same
Bard.
thing. I went and
I
checked their
think you
Amazon
would
store,
be
and they
a
have not
bard,
yet listed them for pre-order.
not a singing bard or a performing bard necessarily, but I think you would be
I
a
don't have those
combat orient.
talents.
Yeah, no, I would say you would be the type of bard that likes to, help out and smooth over any problems that are inter-party related, and perhaps just throw up a counterspell when necessary against a big bad. Not as the.
But look, what it's going to do is drive the price down. If it's anything like what collector booster boxes are doing to standard versions of cards, it's going to drive the price down, and it's going to make them accessible, which is a good thing, which is what we need, is accessible fetches. We need that. And so if they've got these special extendeds, they've got on top of that the old frames, they got on top of that the old frame foils, that's going to drive the cost down. That's going to make those cards more accessible to more people. Should you buy a box of the collector boosters? That's up to you individually. It's always your choice. Are you more likely to get the cards that you specifically want if you just buy singles? Of course. Is it fun to open up the boxes and go hunting for lottery cards? Of course. Look at our Foil Quest series. Come on. That's what it's all about.
I'm going to make you feel bad as an action, and you take
Tiamat is true, Alessandro. Alessandro Delano. Man, I'm a sucker for a good name in chat.
We did have a follow-up.
I've always got to read it with some emphasis.
As to whether it be in collector boosters, I actually don't know the answer to that. We are going to have our normal collecting Modern Horizons 2 article that will detail where you can find everything. I actually do not know if the
So Modern Horizon previews are a little later than I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to be much more soon, but it looks like May 24th. So we've got
that asks if famous
2 full
wizards,
weeks.
They
Next
use
Monday's the
example of
10th.
Mordekainen. Am I saying that right?
And the next Monday will be the 17th. The next Monday will be
Nice.
24.
Famous wizards like him.
I'm
will be
Italian, so you
in
read it correctly.
Adventures of
Nice.
Forgotten Realms. I'm going to say yes. I'm not saying yes to specifically him, but famous wizards, yeah, absolutely. We definitely
Mortgage Horizons
hit
2.
on
Nice one.
famous characters from Dungeons and Dragons, and they make their way into this set. And then there were several questions kind of along the lines of like, is this now D&D canon? All this stuff, and the answer is stay tuned, and it's a little fuzzy. It's not specifically because we have to translate things between the two. They don't work exactly the same. They share a lot of DNA, but they're not. There are some things that we had to take from D&D and turn them into and give them a magic twist. And so it's not precise to say that they're definitely D&D canon and definitely Magic canon, but we'll talk more about that as we get closer to the set.
Texas German, I think most would
And the
agree
cool
with
thing
you,
about
Bill.
Dungeons and Dragons canon is that it is up to the storytellers at the table. So there is the stuff that's printed in the books, and that's all just stuff you can jump off and use in your own way, adapt it,
Casual,
and
of
make it your
course.
own. And we feel like that is what the Magic.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of cash in that, though. So let's talk about shipping. We may not be able to cover shipping because I would want to ship it very safely.
Not necessarily the version.
Jake and I got to figure out how we're going to move into Modern Horizons 2 full quest.
That it's just part of the Magic multiverse and the D&D multiverse.
22 boxes was a lot, and these boxes have the potential to be wildly expensive with their lottery cards, and we want to make sure they get to you safely.
Got a lot of questions about Pioneer Mastered on Magic the Gathering Arena. I don't have any news for you today. I don't.
There you go.
If I did,
no Pioneer Masters news.
Stuff, but I don't have anything for you right there. We had a question on if the mystery booster
Card
had
Shop
the same
Reality. I like that.
contents
I like
as
that
when it was
tip.
released before.
If you can't handle
the
400,
answer
which
is
makes
not
sense,
quite.
buy
Mostly,
pre-release
like
kits for
99%.
MH2.
There were a few tweaks here and there. We again will talk about that a little closer to the release, but for various reasons, there are a couple small differences. All right.
I think at this point,
that was all the ones I have.
Come on, Blake.
Down.
Let's wrap it up.
A lot of questions about historic brawl and arena being permanent eventually. I don't have any news for you today on that. A lot of questions about the Time Spiral allocation. So Time Spiral was a limited release product. So everything that has been printed for Time Spiral Remastered is out there. Players clearly enjoyed it. So we're definitely taking that feedback that it was harder to get than people would have liked. But you know what? We're glad people liked it enough to want it.
Wow.
Yes, I do
Can I
like
name
pancakes.
That was
pancakes? That's great.
okay.
Pancakes, yeah, that's a really important.
I don't know if y'all just caught that. That was
I
pretty
can name
under the
Adventures of
radar,
Forgotten Realms Commander
innocuous.
decks again. They are Aura of Courage, Dungeons of Death,
Blake
Draconic
dancing
Rage,
around the
Mirror
fact
Portal.
that
And
there's
again,
not going to be a
as well as
reprint
all of this other information
of Time
is in the
Spiral.
article on dailymtg.com. I would suggest that you go
And
check it out.
basically the response to
stream,
we wish it was
or
easier
you
to
just wanna
get
look at the pretty
was
pictures again. All of that stuff is in that
sorry
article.
about it.
Go check it out. Additionally, if you follow us on
too.
Twitter, Wizards_Magic, we've been live tweeting this entire
Yeah,
stream,
Bernicus,
so a lot of that
thank you
information
for the
is
money
on
is
there
not
as well. If for some
that
reason
is
you can access Twitter, but not
not
our
an
website,
inaccurate
which actually
subtext.
does happen for some people if they're at work or whatnot.
So Card Shop, are we getting a second shipment? Yes or no?
Is there anything you want to
Oh,
tell us
my.
that we haven't asked yet?
Wow.
Can I answer that?
that I
No one has
want.
ever. Yeah, no one has ever told me I look like Dustin Diamond. So thanks for that one. I think I'm not
Greg,
sure.
Greg, welcome
older,
to Twitch
mature
chat,
Dustin
pal.
Diamond, not Saved by the Bell.
You're gonna get accurate comparisons. Here
yeah,
we
I
go.
See
hope
it?
I'm not Screech, but yeah, no, that's not what I got. Sometimes I get the soccer player.
If Jake was here, he would say,
that's
if you
who I
need a
look
summer
like,
to take all of your
Messi,
fiat currency
Messi,
and
but-
turn it into
Yeah.
collectible assets.
We did have a question about whether there will be stories.
Wizards is
for
trying to
the
provide you the
Adventures of Forgotten
opportunity.
Realms set. I'm going to say there will be a story-like thing on the website. I'm not going to go into too many details right now.
Time Spiral might hit Amazon one more time, but
Story-like
no more to
thing
shops.
for free
Wow.
on the website. That is really cool. Check it out. It's kind of an above and beyond sort of deal, but definitely check it out.
Oh yeah, what? There's a question about will there be D20 rolls?
They'll have to wait and see. I'll just say that the set captures Dungeons and Dragons flavor very well.
I rolled a 20, so maybe that might contribute to what you think.
Yeah!
Dice
So that-
rolls
I
on
answered it. No, I know
MTG
that's-
cards.
Fortunately or unfortunately.
That was my insight
Um,
check.
Will there be commander decks for Modern Horizons 2? There will not be. There are no Modern Horizons
Okay,
2
so no
commander
Modern
decks.
Horizons
It's a
Commander
pretty full
decks.
suite of products, though. Will the party?
But we will be getting new
mechanic return? You'll
legendaries,
have to wait and
obviously.
see. What's the rate of reprints to new cards in Modern Horizons 2? I would say it's probably lower than 30%,
good note, Card Shop,
but I
thank
don't
you.
know the actual percentage. That's just kind of off the top of my head. you know, the design of the set is similar to Modern Horizons, the original one, but it's got it's such a good set. It's such a good set. Blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
I'm trying to find things that I can answer. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you'll be able to answer this, but will there be named characters from MTG lore in this set, in the Adventures for Forgotten Realms?
They're gonna stick Jace or Liliana into everything they possibly can.
I'm gonna say stay tuned. I'm gonna say stay tuned.
Shocker. I
knew you were gonna say that.
I was thinking what it would help to answer, but you know what? It's stay tuned. We got a little bit of time. All right, we're almost out of time, so I'm gonna try to find one more question that one question that really gets to something I can answer.
Okay, so this is also
yeah, chat doesn't want me to sit here and just kind of stare at chat. So we are going to say that is it. And sorry. Oh, is MH2 print to demand? It's not. But it's also not like Time Spiral Remastered though. Well, actually, you know what? Don't quote me on that. I said that. I'm taking it back because I don't actually know. I was out on leave for 2 months.
Low print too.
Ignore me there. I don't know the answer to that. Is the correct answer. We can find out though. All right, yeah, I do have an uncut sheet behind me. Cons, it's Arceus Commons. It's really cool. It has Time Spiral Remastered. Okay, that's it for today. So much news.
One last little thing. Come on.
Head to dailymtg.
We sat through this. Let's go.
For all of the information that we spewed today, except for the terrible answers I gave to random questions at the end here. Greg Tito, thank you for joining us. You can check Greg out on Dragon Talk. When does that come out, Greg?
That is every Wednesday evening, definitely on Thursday
Price
morning.
Is now $600
does not
shock
anywhere you get podcast distributed to
people
your
FOMOing
devices.
Out. Oh my God, Old Border
videos with our interviews from the community. Great creators out there doing wonderful stuff, as well as our designers and internal teams around the products. We just interviewed a whole bunch of people who contributed to Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, which is coming out on May 18th. It is a return to one of the most popular adventures from the 5th edition era, Curse of Strahd. We get more information about
sitting here poking fun at Blake, but talk about like one of the absolute most difficult jobs.
Lots of different domains to have different types of horror in your
everybody's
game,
your boss. Everybody's criticizing
horror or cosmic horror or folk horror or any of the body modification.
You got to satisfy the people at the top in the boardroom. You got to satisfy the people right above you that you're direct reporting to.
Mini settings called Domains of Dread.
Not
in Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. You can find out all about that on Dragon Talk every week. And
Kevin, I
would be remiss if I didn't mention download Dragon
We're going to go
Plus
through here
to your phones.
Everybody, if you're just now joining us or if you're still hanging out, we're going to run back through everything. I've got the article open right here. Chat is already on the case. I can already see y'all out there researching, trying to find price checks on these boxes, trying to find the exact. We're going to do this together.
So, we're
going to figure this out.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll be back next week. I've been Blake. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me. It's been really great.
Okay. All right. Hey, Soren, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Okay. Let's look at this. All right. So, we've got the information on Summer of Legend here. Let's actually switch views. Sorry, I think we would have done this better in the other view. My bad on that. Yeah, perfect. Here we go. All right, so there's a video game. Who cares? Okay, here we are with these. We've got our enemy fetches. We have got the stuff that matters. There's going to be a bundle for Modern Horizons 2, which I think is notable. We have got extendos. You know how much we love extendos. Oh my goodness. Okay, literally extending It's not saying where to find these, but I think they're going to be collector boosters, right? I would have to assume that these old frame fetches are a part of the collector booster product, right? That's what I would have to assume. Let's get some of that creamy synthwave going while we chat. Creamy synthwave. Normal packs. One each pack. Summer of Wallets will be emptied. Absolutely. Okay, so somebody tell me definitively, do we have an answer? We're looking for where you find the old frame enemy Fetchlands, aka where'd my money go, aka we don't have an answer. Okay, we don't know where these are going to be. Do we think every pack in a Modern Horizons 2 booster is going to have a freaking old frame like Time Spiral? I would have to guess no, right? But also, if you had asked me that before Time Spiral, I would have said no there too. Patrick, you might need to hit reload, buddy. Andrew, what makes you 75% sure on old frame only collector boosters? God, look at these things though. Yoo-hoo. At one piece of me is like, this is so sick. One piece, God, these are gonna look beautiful holding them. I just know they will. The other piece of me is like, goodbye, money. Goodbye, money. We'll see you later. We'll see you later, money. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, money. Had a good time. Had a good time hanging out with you. Bye-bye. Hope that you get home safely. Enjoy Wizard's Pocket. Enjoy the Wizard's coffers. Enjoy Wizard's Cabal coffers of all my money. But look, like I've said, you can be a person who buys sealed. You can be a person who buys singles. We like both kinds of people here on the channel. We are both kinds of people here on the channel. I mostly buy singles. Jake mostly buys sealed. Jake buys a lot of singles too. Jake just buys a lot of stuff. We like both on the channel here is what I'm trying to say. And the thing is that the existence of these hopefully pushes the price of these down, which hopefully pushes the price of these down. And then if you want this, you can have this. And it's not $50 a card. This is on the... What we're looking at here, chat, is the main article on the mothership. It'll probably be the most recent article in their news section. But you can just go to Wizards' website. How much are the boxes now, Roger? Dude, I don't know. I think we're going to have to check every 5 minutes and watch them go up. But I'm hoping that these get into the market enough from enough people buying the sealed and cracking it, chasing the lottery cards, that these are priced down. At least in the short term, at least in the immediate. You know, give it 3 weeks after the set's been out. People trying to race to the bottom. That's about when Jake will be posting the inevitable race to the bottom video for Modern Horizons 2. We just saw that for Strixhaven because we're in about week 3 now. Week 2-ish, end of week 2-ish of most people having their collector boxes opened. The big lotto cards have been pulled. Now I would say hold your stuff and wait for it to go back up. But that's the window you're going to want to try and target these fetches. And look, Jake and I are going to do a big breakdown video of these. We're going to talk about these 5 cards in depth and these treatments and what it's going to do to the prices. Watch out for that video in the next few days. I want to get Jake in here. We're going to talk. We're going to analyze. We're going to break it down for y'all. We're going to go through these cards. First impression. Holy crap, these are gorgeous. Brian, I'm kind of with you. Look, a lot of people after today's video, after today's stream, are going to sprint and try and get a great price on these, or just secure their order. I mean, you heard Blake talking so much about how the print run might be low, how he doesn't know how low it's going to be. And you heard him pretty much blatantly admit, yeah, Time Spiral print was what it was. If you didn't grab it, sucks. So you're going to have a lot of people hearing that and sort of FOMOing out. Kevin, I know he's building hype, but the answer that he gave, the most telling answer was the answer to this Time Spiral remastered reprint question. That's not him building hype for a set. That set had hype. That set sold the fuck out fast as hell. It just went. And he just straight up was like, nah, sorry. Don't have a better answer for you. Hope you got some. I would assume, I would hope, I would think that they're not going to do the same thing with Modern Horizons 2. Because this is going to be more like your Modern Master set, right? This is more like a master set that exists to get some of these high value reprints out into the aether. And so you need to print enough of it. They got to ride that line. They can't destroy the value of anything, but they want to get these cards out. And again, I would hope that the existence of these makes these cheaper, that the existence of these makes these cheaper, and the foils accordingly. So you're going to have 6 tiers of these cards. You're going to have all the foils, old border, extended, and regular. You're going to have your old border, extended, and regular non-foils. Sitting down here at the bottom are going to be straight up, no chaser, 5 fetches, regular border, non-foil. Can they be $20? Can they be $30? Be nice if they were down in the 15 range, right? Bad boy, what's up? Good to see you. We're talking Fetchlands. I know you've been looking for that Evolving Wilds reprint. One day, buddy. One day they'll do it for you. They did give us a Fabled Passage somewhere in here. Nice, that lined up perfectly. Oh, cool. Thank you for the zoom in. Look at that zoom, ladies and gentlemen. That is internet technology. There we go. We can do it manually. That's it's kind of an Evolving Wilds. It's a little bit better. We've seen this art, right? Isn't this the actual art? This is the regular art. It's just old border foil, and it's got the WPN Wizards star logo thing. I don't know what to call that. Jank, your nationals have been trying. They're knocking at the door. Yeah, I don't know why the zoom was smaller. I do not know the answer to that. But look out over the next couple of days, y'all. We are going to be posting a video that really gets into the existence of these. What the existence of these 5 cards means for the cost of these lands. I really want to do a deep dive on the financials of this because I think that this is huge. That we're going to have a class above the extendeds. If just having a class above the extendos is going to be so big, so major for the price of these Fetchlands. This is such a good move. This is an excellent, maturing of this entire variant everything. Everything has got 4 variants. You need the extended, the alternate, the scratch and sniff peanut butter option. The fact that these are officially confirmed to be scratch and sniff. What do y'all think of Misty Rainforest scratch and sniff smells like? More importantly, which of these 5 do you think has mint as part of the scratch and sniff flavor? Yeah, Jason, 30 is a little expensive, but it's cheaper than it is right now. I would like to, you know, I would like for them to be a little bit lower. I'd like for them to be more accessible to the average player. You think Misty has mint in it? Joseph, actually not right now. Got him. Hello. How you doing? Sorry about it. I think if you scratch the Misty Rainforest, it'd smell like peppermint. But that's the variance, right? You got your regular foils, you got your extendo foils, you got your scratch and sniff old borders. Modern Horizons gonna get crazy, yo. Which one smells like weed? Verdant Catacombs, dude. I think that could be the subtitle of the house I lived in college. The Verdant Catacombs. I don't think anybody would disagree with me on that that's ever been in that house. Scalding Tarn is butter popcorn. Oh, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. I feel like Marsh Flats gives off a more cinnamon flavor to me. Y'all, we're spinning out of control. Let's keep going. Hang on. Let's look at this. This is pretty cool. It's not crazy. It's not crazy, but it's kind of cool. 3 mana 2/2 enters the battlefield. Choose a number. Non-creature spells with mana value equal to the chosen number can't be cast. Dave Roberts is pissed. Old Bay, Red Velvet. God, y'all have got some good ideas here. I was just like, which one's mint? Y'all are getting in on this. Counterspell in Modern. Okay, I just want to get like a visual representation. If you can either type 1 or 2 into chat for me, I would do a little poll, but YouTube doesn't have that feature yet. I need you, if you're excited about Counterspell being in Modern, type 1. If you don't care about Counterspell being in Modern, type 2. I just want to get a real quick, like, here's what our chat thought when I'm talking about this later in a video. 1 means you're excited about Counterspell being in Modern. 2 means like you're indifferent, you don't care. 2 is just kind of like all-encompassing negative or not caring opinion. I specifically want to see how many 1s are popping up for people that are jazzed, that are like turboed out about Counterspell being in Modern. Pretty mixed. Pretty mixed. Pretty mixed. I wonder if that has to do with how many people are playing Modern right now. Mostly 2s. Mostly 2s. No, I bet it's, yeah, it's an uncommon. Counterspell is going to be an uncommon. It's only rare on this one because that's the nice treatment. I got you, blue players. You've all identified yourself. Get them, mods. Get them. They're all the ones that typed 1. I got you all. I found all the blue players. Move in, mods. Archers. All right, let's talk about the cool one here. This thing. Urza's Saga. Enchantment Land Saga. Yo, this reminds me of the Reese's Cup commercial. You got your peanut butter in my chocolate. You got your chocolate in my peanut butter. We made an Enchantment Land Saga. Turn 3 is underrated. Are you serious? Turn 3 is the most hardcore portion of the saga. We're going to look at this through an EDH lens because that's what we mostly look at things through on this channel is the EDH lens. Y'all go get any artifact that is 0 or 1 and put it onto the battlefield. Are you serious? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Yeah, there's no mana value. It's a land. You just play it. It taps for colorless the whole time because on the very first saga, when you put the first counter on it, Urza's Saga gains tap to add a colorless. When you put that second lore counter on it, Urza Saga gains pay 2 tap, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token. With this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. And then your third Saga, oh my god, version. Search your library for an artifact card with mana cost. Mana cost? Mana value? Mana cost? Oh, it doesn't say. Okay, so it cannot be like an artifact that's 1 green. Am I interpreting this correctly? Chat, help me out with this. Judge. The way this is worded, search an artifact for an artifact card with mana cost 0 or 1. It's not looking for artifacts that are like 1 red. Yes, exactly. Mana cost. Okay, mana cost is a big phrase on this. Okay. All right. Yeah, that seems right to me. I'm not crapping on the card. I'm just trying to get an accurate representation of what we could be getting. Okay, so let's look at Scryfall real fast. We're going to do my favorite exercise here. Mana cost has got to be either 0 mana or 1 generic mana. How are we going to search this? Let's just do zeros first. And it's got to be legal in Commander. And we're going to go ahead and search by the EDH rank. What happened? Oh, contains. Oh, I need to do CMC needs to be 0. Here we go. All right, now we got there. So you're telling me this land can go find Mana Crypt, Chrome Mox, Lotus Petal, Everflowing Chalice, Mox Diamond, Mox Opal. I'm assuming it cannot find... Yeah, right. It cannot find Walking Ballista. Because that's got XX. Mox Amber, Jeweled Lotus, Tormod's Crypt if you need to clear a graveyard. Spellbook if you need to clear your hand size. We're getting further down now. Let's look at the ones. Soul Ring, Skull Clamp. Yeah, Lion's Eye, exactly. Wayfarer's Bauble, Sensei's, Mana Vault. It got any of these. Basilisk Collar even. Manifold Key, that'd be hilarious. Grafdigger's Cage could be huge against certain decks. Just go search it up. Larry, yeah, that's huge. Being able to find Bauble in Modern is really big. To the right deck. Library, Amulet of Vigors. Oh my gosh, dude. It's just Commander's Plate. The amount of things that the amount of targets that this has for the variety of decks that it could play in. It's absolutely bonkers, right? This card is bonkers. Ansel van Heerden. Good to see you first off. Not digging the card. Tell me why. Yeah, but see, I don't think that Ebernicus, I don't think an artifact land can be your target here. I think it specifically needs to have a 0 in the top right hand or a 1 in the top right hand. Yeah, obviously Opposition Agents shuts it down, but come on. Dies to removal. I'm pretty wild about this card, and they're also introducing us to these sketch versions. Special frame treatment that speaks to what goes into making Magic come to life. So sketch cards feature a unique frame treatment and the artist's sketch card. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. We're gonna have in Modern Horizons. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I know. You can't. Camthan, what's up, buddy? Yeah, you can't. You're not gonna be able to search for an artifact land. You got to find a card that's got a 0 or a 1 up there in the top right hand corner. Which, if our Scryfall searching shows us anything, pretty good. Who's talking? Twitch was still playing. So correct me if I'm wrong. Modern Horizons 2, you've got extendos. You've got sketch treatment. We're gonna have old border frames. We don't know anything about, I guess we don't know if there's gonna be etched in this or not. But I mean, honestly, if they're gonna use etched, can we not make it like Mystical Archive? Like, I may be the dissenting opinion here, and let me know how you feel about this, chat, but when they told us, hey, Mystical Archives are gonna have an etched foil treatment, I was like, hype! And then I see it for the first time, and I'm like, no thank you. I wish we just hadn't. I wish we just didn't instead of did. So if we're gonna use etched, I want it to look like the Commander Legends etched or better, man. Make it all over. Do a thing. Empty Red, I have to agree with you. Cam Fan, thank you. Yeah, of course Zimmerman hits a double, am I right? Commander Legends etched was correct. That's what I want to see. But you know what? Look at this sketch right here. Look at this sketch treatment. Which way is it? It's this way. Look at this sketch treatment. Can you imagine this in etched? Etch sketch? Etch a sketch? The opportunities, chat. Etch a sketch cards. That's what I'm saying, Soren. We could have etch a sketch cards. I'm dead. I want etch a sketch cards. Wizards, you may have this idea for free. I gratefully bestow upon you the idea of foil etched sketched cards. And we're gonna call them etch a sketches. I need it. I need it. Everybody, thank you for hanging out. I'm having a good time going over this new stuff with you. These announcement days are so hyped for me. If you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, statistics show that 70% of you watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you would and want to, and you're having fun at all, hit that subscribe button down there. If you hate everything I'm doing, hit that dislike button for me. That tells me to stop. That tells me maybe Joe needs to slow his roll. All right, etch a sketches. I'm glad we got there, chat. What do we think about Urza's Saga? We're gonna do the same thing that I did with Counterspell. If you think Urza's Saga is gonna be dope and playable, and we're just gonna make that blanket playable, type 1 in chat. If you think Urza's Saga is not going to be playable and is not dope, press 2. I need you to tell me 1 means dope and playable, 2 means not dope, not playable. Oh, wow. 1. All right, that's pretty clear. Bad boy, yeah, we can search up Moxes, man. That's what I'm talking about. It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be nuts. This card seems bit of bonkers. And if we know anything about colorless cards in EDH, they most often command the highest price because why? Because they can go into any deck. Camfan with the 3. Camfan thinks it's playable and not playable. Ban day 1. Scribe, what do you think? What's it going to be banned in? Who's going to ban this card? I think this is a super balanced card. I just think it's dope. It's a super balanced, dope card. I mean, okay, perfect world, right? You play it, or quick as possible. We won't even say perfect world. Quick as possible. You play it on turn 1. It taps for colorless. Turn 2, it taps for colorless, and you can create a thing, and that doesn't matter. Turn 3, you go get a soul ring. just seems good to me. It doesn't seem bonkers. It doesn't seem bannable by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, I mean, and obviously, yes. And I see a lot of people typing Crucible of Worlds. Look, yes, it's gonna be dope with a Crucible of Worlds deck. Yes, it'll be good if you can recur it. Turns out doing the same thing with a really good card is good. And then you have to sack it, right? It goes and gets your Soul Ring. It goes and gets your Mana Vault, Mana Crypt, whatever you want. It goes and gets, you know, late, I actually think it shines more because you can have a toolbox aspect to your deck and you can put Tormod's Crypt in there. You can put Shadow Spear in there. You can go get the exact tool that you need. Honestly, I think this card is wasted playing at turn 1. If you play at turn 1, you don't get the full power out of that second part of the saga. All right, Will Smith, you better get us out of this. You want to play this late. In my opinion, you want to play this late. Because then you don't care that it doesn't tap for colorless. You have the potential to create a big creature off of a land. And then you can go get your toolbox thing. You can get your Tormod's Crypt that's going to hose the Muldrotha deck. You can go get your Shadow Spear so that, you know, homie's Xenagos deck suddenly can be stopped. But that's the beauty of it, Ansel. Yes, I agree. Not modern playable if you're playing it late. But I think in modern... I don't play a lot of modern. It's hard for me to talk about modern with a lot of confidence. It does not go get Ballista, no. It can literally only find a card that's got a 0 in the top right or a 1, and it's got to be the 1. It can't be CMC 1. It's not going to go get an artifact that you play for 1 green. That's not where this works. This works honestly late as a toolbox card. All right, let's, one more time. Let's just give it up for Etch-a-Sketch. I really want this sketched treatment in etched foil. Call them Etch-a-Sketches. Stunt on all the haters. Get there. Get there. Braves win. Sorry, Nats. You tried. I'm a big fan of it. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so we got these basics with the D&D. Like, what do you call this? Flavor text? Etch the sketch. Urza's etched sketches. It does get hammer. Okay, that's enough about Urza's Saga. Urza's Saga is so dope. Basics are cool. These are some of the D&D like specific cards. Things taken right away from the D&D stuff. Somebody in chat was asking about Tiamat. Let's look at this card. Let's talk about Tiamat real fast. Yeah, Kevin, I think the D&D stuff is pretty dope too. Urza's like, draw me like one of your French girls. Somebody was asking about Tiamat. Let's break this down as a dragon commander. All right, so we're gonna do what I like to do, which is consult the numbers first. And we want to look up themes, we want to look up tribes, we want to look up dragons. So let's go over here first. Let's go to EHREC, take it to the numbers. Top commanders. Top commanders for Dragon Tribal. God, isn't Morophon always up there, right? Dragon. As long as it's just your commander, that's it. All it has to do is literally be your deck. All of your dragons cost 1 less, which includes Tiamat. Tiamat's now a 6 CMC cost. 6 CMC card. Do I think this card supersedes Dragon is my recommendation for the best dragon tribal commander? Probably not. Is it very cool? Yeah. Very cool. Because when it ETBs, if you cast it, you want to cast this from your hand or from the command zone if you're going to run this as your commander, you search for 5. That's so many. Now, beautiful thing here, search your library for a dragon permanent card, put it into your graveyard. This can become a copy. That doesn't do anything. Scion can't go interact with Tiamat the way we want it to, if I'm reading it correctly. And past that, I mean, Morophon's the only one I would recommend. Unless you want to go mono red, which you can, you're going to hamstring yourself a little bit on dragons you can use, but let's just say for shits and gigs, mono red's good. I like mono red as a dragon deck. Atark is one that you search up, right? Like you play this like a combat trick in your main phase 1, like a combat trick. I know you're not playing it, instant speed. But Scion is a non-bow with Tiamat? Yeah, that's what I thought. Now, yeah, the other thing is Morophon. Morophon can make Tiamat cost 2. Pretty good. Pretty freaking good. But you got to find it. And I'd prefer to have that reduction across the board all the time. Wait. It is a dragon god. It does interact with World Tree, y'all. I think somebody had said that. I wasn't really connecting what that meant. Very, very interesting. Yeah, you've still got all the tutors. You're in 5 colors. You can go tutor up whatever you want. But the thing is, we're not here to talk about which one's a better dragon commander, Dragon or Morophon. We can talk about that another day. What we're trying to do is talk about Tiamat as your commander versus in the 99. I love that, kind of like Niv Mizzet Reborn, it fills your hand back up. And it doesn't fill your hand up with random cards. It fills your hand up with any dragons you want. Go and get the specific toolbox dragons that you need. Now, I see it pointed out in chat. You cannot blink this. No, it does have an ETB, but it has to have been cast. However, I'd like to introduce you to my friend Crystal Shard. Crystal Shard has something to say to you about this ETB crystal ability. We've of course got the alternate version of Tiamat. Might as well give that one a gander. Pretty, if you ask me. Pretty, if you ask me. Hello. My dog came to say hey. You want to see a fluffy Maddie dog? She needs a haircut. Hang on. Say hey to everybody. Gotta say hey. It's Tiamat. It's Tiamat. He's a scary dragon. Fight a dragon. Maddie thinks that she can fight Tiamat. I'm not so sure. Maybe though. So we've also got this D&D treatment, as if the variants for your variants weren't enough. This card is Scratch and Sniff Grape, I think. What? I think this card is Scratch and Sniff Grape. I guess with the right drugs, any card is Scratch and Sniff Grape. Got him. Messing up my own joke. I'm over it. We got this. What is this supposed to be like? This is supposed to be like the player's guide, right? Like the art in the player's guide out of the rule book. Yeah, Joseph, that's right. 2 dogs, black and gold. That was the black one. Her name's Maddie. I'm interested to see more about this art style. I kind of like it. I tend to like it. I haven't played D&D a ton in my life. But anything where the crossover kind of informs the other piece, I'm a big fan of that. I think that's pretty cool. I hope that this is alternate art and not just key art for the box. I feel like they would have showed us that, right? Like that's probably exactly what it is, right? Yeah. That's just that up there without the color in the background. Yeah, that's what it is. You think the rulebook versions are in the of the D&D set are in the collector booster? Yeah, it's not a bad call. Okay, I wanted to talk about this. This is a little bit of text, so you're gonna have to read. Ugh, I know. I'll read it for you. How about that? Created to line up alongside Strixhaven's commander decks. Excuse me? Yeah, Mirror. We got the best playlist around, bruh. What? What does this mean? Oh, I see the dragon deck. We're not to that yet. We're not to that yet. I'm trying to parse what created to line up alongside Strixhaven's commander decks. So does that mean we're gonna get another red-white, another black-green, another blue-red, and another blue-green? Is that what I'm to understand? I mean, what have we got? These are mine. I just got them in here today. They're behind me. Black-white could be Dungeons of Death. Black-white could be that. Planner Portal, I feel like is black-blue. Noble Patate. Oh yeah, Noble. You're gonna have to go back through the whole stream, man. We had a lot of really cool stuff. We've been breaking it down. I'm trying to parse right now, chat, if you're with me. Multiplayer fun at Dungeons and Dragons. Big news, there are going to be 4 commander decks. 4 commander decks for Dungeons and Dragons. Allied colors. So blue white. So we'll get blue white. We'll get Azorius. I mean, there's only going to be 4, so it can't be all 5 pairings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it can't be all 5 pairings, but I mean, I'm looking there. Maybe Aura of Courage could be green-white. Blue-white doesn't really have representation there. Planner Portal, I would assume, if we're gonna go allied colors. An unforgettable journey. No, you're parsing the wrong words. That's not what we need to get into. That's just article speak. Now my other dog's over here. She's like, I heard that there were scratches and you were showing people off on camera, and I'd really like to be showed off on camera, please. Come here. Hey, look. Thank you. Look over here. Hey, look. Look at this. Look. Just say hey. Off. Yeah, Chad, I'm torn on this. Planner Portal could be blue-black. I see the dog gets the views. Maybe we need to be Jake and Joel, our dog trainers. Jake's got a cute dog too. That black dog is the mom of my gold dog and Jake's gold dog. Got him. Opposite color. What do you mean opposite colors to Strix? To line up alongside Strixhaven's commander decks. 4 color combinations. Oh man. I don't know how that lines up with created to line up alongside Strixhaven's commander decks though. Yeah, Chris, I would have to say that ally pairs. Planar Portal could be blue-white. It could be, man, but I really like when I think Planar Portal, that isn't that literally the name of the thing that Tezzeret built for Bolas to get the army from Amonkhet to Ravnica? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, but there are 5 shards. I don't think it has to be fully balanced. But you know, Dungeons of Death, blue-black, black-red, Draconic Rage, green-red. They could be shards. They could be shards. That was the planar bridge. Oh, that was the planar bridge. Yeah, Doug, I do like your point about Tiamat's a 5 colors, so the dragon deck could be 5 colors. That's very possible. We also got Vorpal Sword. We'll move on that, chat. I'm going to make a video about this. I'm going to look into this a little bit more. Maybe we can just find the answer somewhere. Maybe they said it and I missed it while I was yammering over what they were talking about. The Planar Portal was used by the Phyrexians in the invasion. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dungeons of Death, Rakdos. Yeah, Draconic Rage, I could say, looks like Gruul, maybe. Planar Portal, either blue-white, maybe blue-black. Interesting. Interesting, chat. We got Vorpal Sword as well. +2/+0 has Death Touch. Play it for 1 black, equips for 2 black. And then for 3 black, 5. Until end of turn, it gains whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player loses. Excuse me. Vorpal Sword seems pretty good. Vorpal Sword. Not easy to say. 5 color Phyrexian deck for Planar Portal. That would actually be really sick. I think that's unlikely. We also know the Secret Lair. We know Mystery Booster's coming back. Yeah, Arena's the thing. Y'all. All right, before we wrap this up, what was your favorite piece of this today? I want to know everybody's favorite. What are you most hyped on from this announcement day? It can be small. It can be general. You can just be like, all of it. If you just want to cop out, you can just be like, I liked everything, Joel. I liked all of it. Thanks. Thanks for all the information. I liked it all. Card Shop, I thought it was really well done too. Old frame fetch. Fuzzy Rabbit, I don't want to burst your bubble, but that is not a Jumpstart reprint. They talked about that. They talked about Jumpstart coming back to Arena for a month or so. Sorry to burst the buble on that one. Dakin bundle art? Yeah, that's definitely got to be Dakin, right? That's what I want. That's what I, dude, when I saw it, I was just like, that is super dope. It's the computer background now. I gotta go in and take this live symbol off. I gotta find a more high res too. I used a pretty low res. It's not super high res like I want it to be. But like, I think I'm gonna have to say, chat, I think I'm gonna have to say these. And not because I'm like, oh my god, I want them in foil. But because I like what they do to the economics of these fetches. Hopefully. We'll see. I do know it's going to be very expensive. So we'll see how many are opened. But if anything else this year is an indicator, they're going to sell. They're going to sell out. It doesn't. I looked. These ones are not edible, but they are scratch and sniff. These ones, these are actually edible. They actually have nutrition value. You're going to have to read the nutrition facts on the back of the pack. Don't want to overeat your I ate too many magic cards yesterday. I'm feeling bloated. What? $42 new to modern reprints. I think is what you were looking at. Anything is edible if you try hard enough. I think that is the absolute perfect way to wrap this up. Everybody remember that anything is edible if you try hard enough. Even a counter spell, even an Etch-a-Sketched. Where is it? I gotta find it. Where is it? Show me the Etch-a-Sketch. It's down below. Now I'm just scrolling. Welcome back to Joel scrolling through cards. There's the Etch-a-Sketch, here's the Saga. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out today. We really appreciate it. If you would, just do us one small favor. Move from the 70% into the 30% and hit that subscribe button down below. I hate to tell you, but 70% of people that watch, according to statistics, are not subscribers. You can help us out a lot by just hitting subscribe. If you've watched 2 of our videos and liked 2 of our videos, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Just bro. Sis, pop down there and hit that subscribe button for me. Other than that, love you all. I always have a hell of a time during these streams. So much fun to watch this new stuff get spoiled and just have our minds go while we're looking at it together. So if you're like me and you're like, ugh, then you had a good time as well. On your way out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Look out for a couple videos about this in the next couple days. Me and Jake are about to get making. That's what we call making videos. We're thinking about changing it because we don't really love it that much. Everybody, I hope that you have a wonderful day. Ashley, Tony. Ashley, thank you very much. I appreciate you subscribing. Really do. Really do. Helps us out so much. Really does. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your... What day is it? It's Thursday. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. Have a kick-ass weekend as well. And we will catch you on the flippity flip.